people will be around you when you're useful. The moment you're useless, they move on.
People would be saying, how can they support the channel? Chiso by Chiso. I've got tops, got hoodies, I've got the Dragon Ball Z tees, like the Pain and Full Star tees. You lot could support, buy some of the merch. I'll be able to churn out more content. This one I'm just waiting by myself for the moment, and I'll bring out more colours. Please support. Compared to now.
How old are you lot in like 2005?
2005 I was 20.
Bro.
I was 19 going on 20.
So YouTube launched 2005, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, and
we
people...
jumped on YouTube 2011 originally.
But even then, if you're getting on at 2011, you're still like, people still now are just trying to get on there.
But it goes back to the thing is, back then...
It's hard, man.
Back then, was there even monetization like this?
There was, but I'll tell you what was, yeah, and I would say representation is key. If there were people that we knew in our faces mashing money from YouTube, we would have carried on.
We would have carried on.
But we didn't see anybody.
We would have been gone, you know.
We didn't see anybody doing it.
Hey,
now it's obvious.
I
think that's transparent.
Wes, you know how funny it is here? People always say to man till today that, look at me and Gabriel, I remember when you picked up Mr. Exposed and did it.
Yeah.
I said, how the f do you remember that? Because I've watched so much things on YouTube and I don't remember stuff from, that's 11 years ago.
Good 10, 11 years
I
ago.
don't remember stuff from then.
Would you man say that's down to like proximity in terms of
yeah,
like,
it's definitely proximity.
the man around you are the only people you're seeing and they're not doing it. They'll probably say, oh, it's wet, why are you doing that?
No, it wasn't a wet thing because people rated what we done.
Yeah.
It wasn't it being wet. It was just that, I think when something isn't making money straight away, you kind of just think, when you're not getting the recognition, you feel you're being blackballed. It's like, nah. Do you know what I mean? And then when you're making money elsewhere, doing other things, you just kind of think.
So it's less feasible. It was less feasible to do at that time.
No, it wasn't expensive to do.
No, feasible in terms of like it doesn't make sense. Like to do this when I'm making money elsewhere.
No, it was just time.
It was just time.
that's what it
when
was.
you're doing like web series, you've got to have like 6, 7 different people in it. If that person can't make it one time, just like doing the podcast. Just trying to navigate to get an extra guest or trying to get someone. It's not. It's easy.
It's not easy. Everyone's got life stuff going on.
Yeah, it's not easy.
That's
So
the
it's just
realness. Everyone's got life stuff going on. So
just what it is.
It's when you get to that next level where you're like a Bradley Martin or something, where you have raw talk and you could phone a man and he's in another state and you say, "Rah, I'm gonna fly to Cali to link you or fly to Texas to link you." That's when, you know what I mean? You could schedule things better because you're all on that playing field.
See, I would say like you guys are probably in a better position to capitalize on the world as it is now, as opposed to people my age.
Yeah. I would say we've all got access now to make money easier. We all have, but I just say that you younger guys now have got that access as well.
We've got more time.
Yeah. And now you've got access to.
We've got more time. Access to the equipment and the. Go on.
And time, having enough time to make mistakes is a good thing.
And we don't.
At our age, we ain't got time to make mistakes.
You guys have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a good thing though. But even going to when she was saying that work harder, people don't care. I saw a post the other day on Instagram where there was a lady in her flat, in her apartment, and there was a homeless guy sleeping in the communal area of it. And people were getting onto her for filming the homeless guys and her saying that she was upset that homeless people were sleeping in the communal area of her flat. So imagine you've got the entrance of the flat, but it's not your flat, but this is the entrance. Would you have a problem if you went into your flat building and there's homeless people sleeping in the communal part of the flat?
It's one of them ones that I remember.
Don't do YouTube. Don't do YouTube.
Would I have a problem?
Don't do YouTube.
I don't have a problem.
Huh?
I don't have a problem. I'll be real. I don't have a problem.
Okay, Wes.
But at the same time,
okay, Wes.
Is it
philanthropy?
No, I said I have a problem, but is it?
You have a problem.
Yeah.
Because people got onto this woman saying, "Oh, first of all, why are you upset? They're not sleeping in your flat. It's a communal area for a reason. It being communal."
Yeah.
Now, I
have a problem with my brethren outside smoking like right in front of the top of my door. I even said to them the other day, I goes, "Right, bro, there's better cigarettes there."
Yeah.
So let alone someone sleeping in front of it.
That's what I'm saying.
Should she be upset that someone's sleeping in the communal area?
I feel like she can be upset.
Because they were saying that, you know, it's not inside her actual flat.
Yeah.
It's in the communal area.
Yeah.
And that have some compassion. That, you know, with a living crisis and this person's just coming out of the cold to be warm.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
let this person sleep in the communal area.
I understand why man's there, but at the same time, I can be upset that he's there because.
Would you ask that person to leave?
I don't think that's my job. I don't think I'd be that upset to the point where I ask him to leave.
Would you call the police?
Nah.
So that means so if you're not going to do anything about it, then
I shouldn't be upset. I might be like, that's annoying, and then just am I going to do anything? No. So
I remember when I had the restaurant in Birmingham, I had like a little patio bit in the front with like a canopy that sort of stops the rain coming in.
Yeah.
I remember I got to the restaurant one time.
Yeah, I remember. I was gonna quote you. You said, "Oh, you can't sleep here, bro." Like that's what I'm saying. Like, but the thing is, like, I feel like everyone tries to dance around it, but
because everyone pushes someone to someone else's problem.
Yeah. But then these people keep moving. Like,
and even in Birmingham, they fine you in the city centre if you.
I think that's wrong.
If you sleep, like if you're there's a certain part of the city centre where you're not allowed to be homeless.
Yeah.
And if you stay there and they move you away and you come back, they fine you.
Yeah.
And I sat there like, first of all, how are they meant to pay the fine?
Yeah,
because they don't have any money to do it. But I think, do we actually care about the homeless?
I don't feel like we do. I feel like there's a lot of problems that kind of go amiss. Like, no, but it's fake care. I think
we only care when it bothers us.
Yeah.
So when that homeless person is inside our flat, the communal area, and I wanted to sit there and properly be a humanitarian and sit there and think, if I walked in, I live in a flat, if I walked in and I opened a door and there was someone in a sleeping bag, would I say, oh mate, can you just sleep outside please? What difference would it make if he's not in the communal area but he's sleeping on the road outside the flat?
I think it's one of them things where like it's not ideal, but at the same time,
cold,
like,
you be wet.
Yeah, I ain't kicking the man out. Like,
so technically, then you don't have. If you're not going to kick the guy out or call the police, then you don't have a problem then with it.
Yeah, but it's not something that's associated. Something that's associated.
You do, but
with,
you have compassion at the same time.
Yeah.
All right, so Chis, you get back to your flat now, and there's someone sleeping right there. A homeless man has decided to sleep right there.
Yeah, I'll say something.
Why? But he's not inside your actual property. He's not in here though.
Because I don't want to be stepping over, man.
No, but he's not. Remember, he's there.
Yeah,
he's there.
Yeah,
he's there though.
At the same time,
he's not at your gate though. He's there.
Bro, but at the same time, you know me. I don't want to be stepping over, man.
I don't think that's out of the way.
It's not out of the way enough.
It's there though.
No. That's not out of the way enough though.
The thing is, here is secluded.
Yeah.
If something happens now.
So is that a safety element why you don't want him sleeping there?
Yeah.
So Big Chiz is scared.
Scared of who?
Big Chiz is scared.
The boogeyman, yes.
Big Chiz is scared.
Gabriel, there's a man outside. Come and save me.
So you're scared, Chiz?
Yes, I'm gonna phone you.
So if you saw a homeless man sleeping there, what are you actually gonna do?
I'm gonna phone Gabriel and say, Gabriel, I need help. Come protect me, big bro. Yes.
No, seriously. So you got a homeless man sleeping. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna phone Gabriel.
No, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna phone Gabriel.
No, but are you gonna wake him up?
I'm gonna phone Gabriel to come help me.
Are you gonna wake him up?
I'm gonna phone Gabriel to come help me.
No, seriously. Are you gonna wake him up?
Phone a friend, Gabriel.
Because I think we have compassion.
My friend, can you just get up, please? No, I have compassion, but no, not in my space.
We almost pushed him from post to pillar to the next person's problem. So let's say he moves from there and it goes to maybe, you know, the white guy that lives there. Maybe goes to sleep near his shelter. The white guy probably say, oh, sorry, mate, what are you doing, mate? He then moves from that onto when is the problem solved? I don't think we actually care. I think we care enough to the point when it's
as long as it's not affecting us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Because at that time when I was sleeping outside the shop, it was about 4 o'clock.
Bro, I told you, I've adapted this mentality over recent. Nobody cares. Work harder. I've accepted it. No one cares. Bro, no one cares. As long as it don't affect them, no one cares. So as long as you take that into your head, nothing's gonna affect you.
I feel like that saying is very, very, very more so true for men though. I'm not gonna lie.
It's harsh.
It's not gender specific, but I feel like it's harsher for men.
Yeah.
100%.
And the thing is, once you're able to accept that, Gabriel, life becomes easier.
You know, women and dogs are what I love.
Love unconditionally. Yeah.
They get cared for, innit?
Women and dogs.
They get cared for.
But once you learn that, you're never gonna wake up sad. Like before, I used to mope.
Are you sure?
No, bro. I used to mope about and complain about getting up by 5.
Yeah.
Bro, I get up at 4:45.
But are you still not sad? You're just dealing with it better.
No, you know what it is here? Like I said, I've accepted that. Right, you know what? I just have to work harder than ever before. And if that's my way to get to where I need to get to, I have to. So nobody cares. Work harder.
That's a good question. So obviously, like, I look up to you lot, innit? Like, there's that 15-year age gap between me and you, man, to the point where, like, a lot of things that I'm going through, I can see you, man, have gone through. I come to you for advice, for example. Do you lot have men that are like that?
Jesus Christ.
That you're actually around?
No, wait.
What happened?
I ain't been gymming properly. No way.
Bring it down to 2 times.
No.
1.5.
I've done my bit.
No, 1.5, man. Come back.
I'm okay.
Come back, man.
You're doing a little gym. You think you can call me
Get out of here, man. Come back.
small balls?
You went gym the other day. We're keeping up.
No.
Hey, remember what's happening in 2 months?
I'm alright for now.
2 months.
I feel dizzy.
In 2 months. Oh
dizzy.
yeah, I'll bring you water.
I feel dizzy.
I got water for you.
I feel dizzy.
I got water, man.
But yeah, no, I think we don't really care. As bad as it sounds, as long as the problem doesn't encroach
Affect
on
you.
your personal space, doesn't affect you, people don't really care. And that's, I think the easier you realise that, I think the better life will come. And I
Oh,
think
yeah, but you're sick.
that's nice. And I think one important thing I've learnt, is that
Come, man.
you're
Don't
me,
skip
man.
gym, man.
What?
Hey, remember the picture that you was busting joke about Marv? I don't want you to be. I don't want you.
I'll never get to that shape.
Alright, we got 2 months
to
in
Marv's
it.
shape. No way.
We got 2 months. I don't
way.
want you.
Funny
to,
thing is that
I don't want you to do this pose.
When Marv's in shape, he's fine.
Yeah,
When he's gymming, when he's not gymming, it's a madness still.
yeah, but I don't want you to be taking pictures like this.
No.
Because the same joke
be
you run
alright.
on Marv, I will run on
I'm
you.
right. Once I bought my flight ticket to go, then
The
I'll go
joke you ran on Marv, I will run on you.
Don't worry. When I bought my
Wes,
flight ticket,
remember that. The jokes
be
he
on
was
it.
running on Marv, we'd have to
Don't
run
worry.
on him still. The way they was kicking on Marv, Gabriel said,
worry.
"Rah, like I won't enter a picture with you and Simeon."
impossible. I wouldn't
He
have been in
goes,
that
"I
picture.
won't do that." He goes, "I'll jump out
Impossible.
of the picture. I'll be the cameraman."
But Marv wanted the algorithm. He wanted it. I would not. There's no way. There's no way I'm jumping in that picture. Did you see what the two of them look like? That's what I rate Marv's confidence. I am not even being in the shadow. Like, I'm not even holding the camera for that picture. I rate him for that though. When your confidence is sky high in life, you do whatever you want. Whatever you want. But yeah, no, people don't really care. And that's why I've learned that one of the most important things is to be a monster, but learn how to control it. You've got to be a monster.
Stay dangerous.
You've got to be a monster.
Stay dangerous.
But the hardest part of that is learning how to control it. You've got to be a
Are
monster.
you a monster?
I'd say I'm becoming one. You have to be fearless and ruthless in this world, but then know how to control it. You've got to be. No one cares. And it's just a harsh reality.
Yeah. It's better
No
to
one
be
cares.
what's the saying? A warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
No one cares.
Yeah.
People like, not saying, like, I would say that everyone used to use somebody. As long as you're useful, I don't mind you using me. But the moment you become useless, people move on.
Quickly.
They move on. You have no use anymore.
Quickly.
They move on.
You get
No
forgotten
one cares.
fast.
And that's why I've just learned, you just got to be a monster. But the hardest part is knowing how to tame that monster. And that's probably the hardest thing to learn. And as much as I think you already spoke about Andrew Tate.
I tame my monster.
You know?
Down.
He's now realizing.
You have to tame the monster. That's how I tame my monster.
This guy.
Tell it.
Guy's
My friend,
horny.
you better
That man's horny
relax.
in a room full of men.
Hey, pause. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Settle down. Settle down.
Man, what's going on here? But yeah, like even when you're talking about the Andrew Tate brother,
Yeah.
he's now realised that he's got to tame his monster. You've looked at his recent interviews, he's realised that, you know what? I'm in a
Samuel
position.
Leeds one.
Yeah, I've got to tame my monster.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to be a monster, but you've got to learn how to tame it. Because when you're put in that position, as he mentioned in one interview, that when you've affected 1% of maybe just 100 people, it's nothing. When you're hurting 1% of 10 million people, it's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you've got to tame your monster. And to anyone listening, you've got to be a monster in this world. You've got to be ruthless. And know when to tame it. If not, you're just going to get...
Stepped on.
It's just a harsh reality. People will be around you when you're useful. The moment you're useless, they move on.
Your phone gonna be popping when you're useful. Everyone gonna be trying to link you. What are we doing this weekend? Yo, bro, where we going? Like, Raw, what's popping? Yo, Gabriel, what's going on? When you ain't bringing nothing to the table, them phone calls are gonna just start drying up. Man ain't even gonna phone you to see how you are.
And I'm like that too sometimes. Even not my close friend. The moment you don't become useful to me,
Is it a bit?
sounds bad, isn't it?
No, I get it though. It's the harsh reality of life, and I don't feel like people say it as it is. I feel like people rather lie to you than tell you how life is. But something to that is it? Do you think it's possible for someone in your circle, for example, to have done enough to the point where they're no longer useful to you, but they're still close? There's 30 years
Yes. So, for instance, if I know that you've been my guy, it doesn't matter what position you're in.
Yeah.
You've got around me. And one thing I've always tried to do is bring people in anyway.
Yeah.
in anything I've tried to do, I've always tried to bring people in or try to help them make some money in some way, somehow. So I don't ever think that because someone's useless that they're not my friend anymore. No, I'm talking about people who are frivolous, people who are like acquaintances.
Okay.
The moment you're no longer useful to them, they just drop you out.
Okay.
And sometimes people do it to friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've never dropped out any of my friends because I've deemed them as useless. Because I don't have people around me who, most of my friends are not new friends. And I think we all have friends for reasons. And I think if that reason stops, then we just don't hang out as much. So for instance, prior to COVID, I had raving friends.
Okay.
So these are my boys, but
Yeah.
we rave.
Yeah.
Now that we stopped, I don't rave much anymore. So I don't see them as much. So I still talk to them on the phone, but we're not, someone will think we've fallen out. But,
Yeah.
but if you actually think about it, you only ever saw me raving pictures of this person.
Yeah.
You never saw me at raves with them.
Yeah.
Like, that's where our friendship ended.
Okay.
You have some friends who, and I always mention my friend Prince. I don't rave with Prince. I don't probably see Prince much or speak to Prince much. But that's my homie. I can ring Prince anytime I want to ring Prince.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that I believe that within his reach he won't help me do. Well, people don't see me with Prince. Do you know what I mean? And it's one of those things where when you've got your core friends, you've got them. But at the same time, it's a shame when, so I'll give you an example. And I'm going to meet one of my friends in prison next week, Thursday. Okay? And I found it interesting when he went to prison, for instance, he was doing cash and transit robberies. And when he went inside now, somebody was asking me to send money for him when he was in prison. And I sat there like, even though it was my boy, when he was making all this money, I didn't get any of it. I didn't get any of it. But then, all the boys you were making money with at the time, who were your friends then, they're not around anymore. So now you're going back to your core friends to kind of send you money. And that's because he's inside and he's of no use to them.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the whole being useful or being useless. You know, and that's why you've got to be very careful when you've got friends that when you find new friends and start enjoying a new life, you don't lock off your
old friends
because of this new lifestyle you've got. Because, you know, when those new friends have got no use for you anymore, they'll drop you out. You know, and it's going to be your core friends who will be there for you when you need them. And you always see that when it comes in death sometimes, that it's your core friends, well, I hope it's your core friends who are there for you when you really need them. But it's just a shame when someone makes a life of themselves and then drops out everyone and starts moving in a new circle. But once again, I get it is difficult when you've got into a new circle, you're meeting new people, doing new things, and maybe you might feel your old friends may not fit in. I don't know, maybe they can't adapt to this. I don't know, but be a monster. Be a monster. You'll love yourself for it. Be a monster. You have to be a monster.
What does it mean to be a monster?
To me, it means, I would say that I prefer respect over fear.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though there is an element of fear that comes with a certain level of respect. So, for instance, there's a certain rapper who was dating Kim Kardashian who's made some comments about a group of people. And one thing you've learnt about that is that I don't think people fear those set of people, because I doubt very much if you walked past them, you would start holding your phone or holding them. We don't fear them in that way, but we fear them.
Well, you said something the other day
We fear them.
when he was mentioning the thing about lyrics and that, he was saying, "Raw, you're able to cancel someone for when they mention you lot,
Yep.
but at the same time you lot are there pushing these lyrics and all that, profiting off it, but you can't cancel out them lyrics."
Yeah.
I was
But,
like,
and that's the thing about being a monster, because whether you like it or not, they're a beast. They're a monster, and
you know what I think?
the respect that we have for them comes with an element of fear, and it's not the fear of being stabbed or shot, and that's what I mean. That when you're being a monster, you know who controls you, but who you're not allowed to talk about. Whether you're in a workplace, you know who controls you, when you know who you cannot make a comment about, who you cannot criticize, and that's why I say you've got to be a monster, but know how.
You know what's mad?
to
Yeah?
tame it.
I think he's wanted to say this for years. I think he's wanted to say it forever. But he waited till he became a billionaire, then he just went, bam, I could finally say what's on my mind.
Yeah, they can't turn his lights off.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, you ain't affecting his money, boy.
Yeah, there's a point where you just
But you
unshackled.
heard one bank try and close his.
Yeah. They said he's got like 14 days or something to take all his money out, stop all his transactions.
That's another level. But that's something where they
That-
try
that-
to.
that's
No,
wild.
but it's not another level though.
No, that's
do
wild.
you know what I say that, boy? You got to remember this. When people are, and this is,
His
when,
point is-
it's
his
going
point is
to sound like
proven.
I'm supporting everything. I'm not on anyone's side. But my thing is this: when you have that power, if I'm a Nigerian, yeah, and I own all this corporation, all these banks, and then someone's talking bad about Nigerians, Kule, just remove these brothers.
No, I get. I'm saying another level in regards to like,
It's
for
mad,
example,
I'll do the same thing.
like,
You gotta come and talk bad about Nigerians. However you want to word it.
yeah.
He
Kule,
better,
close that brother's account.
he better open up his own bank.
Is it
now.
Kanye?
But that's
What's
what
his
Tate's
name?
doing. That's what I was
Kanye?
gonna say. That's what Tate's doing. He's opening his own bank.
That's what
But,
these guys are gonna have to start doing. They're gonna have to start opening their own banks.
Yeah.
That's
But
the only way they're gonna.
That's the only way you can.
Yeah, that's the only way they're gonna get around it.
Yeah.
Because if not,
But I think you're
That's
right. I
freedom,
think there's a time and place to say something. I think you need to know who you're talking about. Be very mindful of who puts the bread on who puts the butter on your bread. You know, and that's why you've got to create your own platforms. And at the same time, you need to make sure you're not being controlled by anybody. And if you are being controlled, we're all controlled. But a certain set of people have the power. And I don't think it's being. Sometimes when you say something, people see it as you're being negative or being rude or, you know, being discriminating. Or it's just saying what's the obvious. I think, and even me, I'm being mindful.
Of course.
You like, I'm being mindful. I'm just saying that, you know, there's like being a monster isn't. People see that as being physical and being scary, as in like being an ogre. No. It's being in that position of power where you're respected, and that respect comes with fear. Whether you like it or not, people are scared to talk about anything to do with anything. They're scared.
So going back
scared.
to what you said at the start about what is the purpose of like what men chase with like money and stuff. Like, do you think overall it's respect?
I think that's what most men want. I can't talk for all men.
Yeah,
I think
but if
respect-
you had to generalize,
It's respect. I think all men want respect.
Yeah.
To walk into any room and be respected. To be respected by a woman, respected by your peers, your children. Just respect. And that respect needs to be earned. Because sometimes men are with women and they automatically think they command respect or should have respect. No. A woman doesn't have to respect you for virtue of just being a man. It's not enough. And a lot of our parents struggled with our dads because the dads wanted to lord themselves over our mums, but there was no respect that was needed. Some of our, and once again, the generations, they've come from Nigeria, maybe Jamaica, Ghana, straight to England with all the racism, working 14 hours a day and not having anything to show for it. And that hurt a lot of our families.
and a lot of time they had better lives in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And they left here. They left their good paying jobs out there, saved up their money, moved here and started a cleaning job. And they had to bang out the hours in a cleaning job, and they couldn't live the same lifestyle that they lived back at home. So you've come here and your lifestyle's downgraded. Problems.
It hurt a lot of that generation of men.
Problems.
And as well, imagine being a man and going into the workplace and you've got your boss who maybe has been racist talking down to you. So not only you're not the man,
And he's 10 years younger as well.
not only are you not the man at work, you're not the man at home either. And I don't think people realize how crushing that is. I'm not making excuses, but that's got to be crushing. To leave work demoralized, to come home and be demoralized. Mental. But yeah, be a monster. And take that in a positive way, but know how to tame it. Very important. You've got to be a beast, especially if you're trying to catapult to the next stage. You've got to be a beast and put yourself first. And people don't like that idea of you putting yourself first. Put yourself first, or you might
Put
get
yourself
dehydrated.
first. It's like, for instance, I've missed, unfortunately, is it unfortunate or is it fortunate? I don't know, whichever one. But since August, I've missed bare events, bare birthdays, bare this and that. And I don't really feel bad for it. Before I used to feel bad. Oh, snap, I missed so-and-so's birthday. I should have been there for them. Bro, put yourself first, boy. Because when you're down, you can't phone. Huh?
have they noticed your absence?
Yeah. A few people say that. Oh, yeah, you've been ghosted.
But all of them.
Huh?
All of them. Have you got a message from all the people that you've missed their events, their birthdays, whatever?
Yeah, a few
and
of
they've
them
been
have hit
like,
me
"Oh,
up and
shiz."
said, "Bro, we've invited you to a few things. And you ain't been a no-show." And I'm like, I'm working. Sometimes I'm not, but when I'm not working, I'm trying to rest, bro. I realize here I ain't got the energy to be burning the candle at both ends. Like, it's silliness. Where I'm going to be working like a nutcase during the weekday. Then my weekends when I'm like, oh, let me recoup. I'm cutting into my sleep to try and please and make sure that everyone's happy and you know what I mean? Everyone's looked after. Yeah. And I realized the thing about doing that is you never actually make time for yourself. You become unhappy, you know what I mean? Because you're too focused on making sure everyone's happy. Brother, now you phone me and tell me that this weekend there's like 3 birthdays I'm meant to go to. Am I attending one? Find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. I ain't going nowhere, boy. I hope you like this episode. It's been a good one. More to come. I'm going to be consistent. Please like, share, follow, subscribe. Help grow the channel if you can. Stay tuned.